So the new master modes. There are way too many players, or at least a vocal amount of players, who keep disliking it. Now, I cannot say I am 100% on board with the new master modes, because I do think it can use some improvements. Well, to be honest, perhaps even a lot of improvement. I also want to keep in mind my own personal bias, as I am very accustomed to the old system and old way of system performing. With the new master modes, they basically set the flight into two categories. First, which would be the combat oriented flight, also known as standard control mode, and the second, which would be non combat oriented, aka the navigation mode. And of course, the main concern is with the combat oriented flight. What they did there is they brought down the speed of which combat can be performed at. While in general, that does not sound bad. They also brought in changes to the weapons, ballistics, and ammunition speeds. This can make us, with our limited speed, very easy targets to engage with. And some players have referred to it as the DPS race. I can relate, since I have done, DPSing myself. It's not very hard to hit targets, they are not as capable of maneuvering as they were before. And I have tried to dodge some shots myself, which can be rather hard to do at certain distances. So the goal of the master modes, in one of its core intents, was to nerf or reduce jousting. Jousting used to be a fast flight or a dive to burst in as much DPS as possible. Not always performing well, but often the combat style we were facing in this game. Now, jousting being jousting, but there was also other combat styles which were used as disengaging, and after that re-engaging, reversing, moving backwards, or even boosting in certain direction, in most cases to create distance between you and the target, occasionally even resulting in a distance where target is moving towards you, you are capable of firing at them, while they are not really capable of firing at you, or not at least with full efficiency. The master modes has also reduced the chance of you to actually dodge certain hits. Since your ship is moving slower, you cannot boost in a dodgeable direction fast enough. So they succeeded at removing the speed of which we engage disengage. And it has also affected our dodging, and the new weapons changes have also affected combat. Personally, I think there is one very simple thing they could do to alleviate this and make dodging and playing smart a thing again. Not to say it isn't, but the difficulty has been brought down by quite a bit. They could simply adjust the amount of boost and the maximum boosting speed, giving us actual chances if we use our boost to get proper options for disengaging, dodging, or just managing our movements. If you wasted it on a dive, well, it's gone, goodbye. If you used it for disengaging, perhaps you got away. Since they have made it simpler, this could be one way they could do it. Another one would be weapons, adjusting damages, weapon speeds, rates of fires, or perhaps add into ships' durability, making fights between smaller ships last longer. Now, I don't think the new master mode is totally bad. It pulls everyone interested in combat roughly into the same scenario, and with new ships' roles, it will actually give more weight to some of these bigger ships, because let's be honest, for quite a long while, the light fighter used to be one of the more capable ships when fighting against most small and medium-sized ships, perhaps even few of the bigger ones. You could just perform, maneuver, adjust, disengage, re-engage, and do everything I previously mentioned, or at least most of it. But if we were to consider duels between ships like light fighters of different types, yes, there probably would be a DPS race. Since the dodging has been made harder and the combat speeds have been brought down, your out-of-date maneuvers are bound to get you killed. From another perspective, since our weapons are much more capable at medium ranges, and to an extent even at long ranges, We can also start performing combat at longer ranges, so we don't really need to get that close. The play with the distance might become more important. Of course, it may not be as simple as it sounds, because longer distance between you and the target gives also more decision room to your target. There are quite a few ways they could improve, balance, change it. Not sure which would be the correct answer or which would be the most preferred answer by the player base, but some adjustment is definitely in order. And to everyone who doesn't like it, well, it's not a finished product, and there are definitely some changes coming. We just don't know which way or how they are going to balance it. 3.23 brought quite a few changes, and of course, flight was one of the core elements of such a space game, and we can understand why players are so passionate about it. Well, I'm not sure what would be the correct answer, but I would gladly like to hear if anyone has got a suggestion of how this thing should eventually play out if this master modes will remain. But as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.